I'm disgusted with our play, and I don't want to take anything away from West Virginia. I thought Javon Small was a lot to handle, and he had a nice game. I thought Yesufu was a difference maker because I think he's averaging 4 or something. We certainly were concerned with him and respect him. Followed him throughout his career, starting back at Drake years and years ago. But him going 4 for 4, 16, the one at the end of the half was significant. So I don't want to take anything away from the way they played. I thought their pressure in the half court was significant. It affected us. Their ball pressure affected us getting to spots on the floor, reversing the ball, the whole nine. And the turnovers were extremely frustrating. The ones out in the open floor were like very frustrating because we're just throwing the ball across the floor for no reason with no advantage and throwing it to the other team. And when we have to be a team that gets out and runs and puts pressure in our transition offense, we didn't do that. So 14 turnovers hurts. I'm very disappointed and disgusted with the way we're playing. It doesn't. At the end of the day, I'm in charge here. I'm the leader of our program, and it falls on me. And if I'm somebody that supports this program, I'd be frustrated. I'd be pissed at what I was watching. You should be. I am too. And I take full responsibility. It's on me. And we got a lot of basketball left. We need to figure out a way to play a style and a level of basketball that makes people proud about the way that we wear the jersey. And right now we're not doing that. And again, that falls on me. And there's nothing I could say that hurts more to say, but it's the truth.
Coach, obviously you knew Javon Small, top of the scouting report. How was he able to get going early in the first half and kind of lead that into putting you guys in a big hole?
We blew a coverage, his first three-pointer. I was worried about him getting a rhythm early. We blew a coverage, his first three-pointer. We took a bad path, kind of on one of them on the left side in the first half. He's going to score a little bit because, he's a terrific player. They do a lot of really neat things to, put him in action, get him off his left hand. You get the ball out of his hands, get it back in his hands. And again, we didn't do a good enough job. He gets his average tonight.
You switched the lineup today. How do you go about it from here? It appears some are giving you more effort than others.
Yeah, we got to find the right combination of guys that want to fight, and that's not a talent thing or an ability thing. And I didn't take Dan out of the lineup. I put Day in. That's the truth of it. I could have taken anybody in the starting lineup out. I just wanted to. I thought Day's shown a lot of fight and heart in recent games, so I wanted to reward that. I thought that was important for our team. Somebody had to come out. Unfortunate it was Dan. I'm sure that was frustrating for him. But it wasn't that I was taking him out of the lineup. I was trying to reward Day. Trying to find combinations of fight. And I thought Rayvon came in and gave us some of that tonight and that off the bench, which was good to see.
Simas' three-point defense has kind of been a struggle these last 4 or 5 games after you guys were so good to start the season. What has kind of switched? Is it just a lack of effort, not executing whatever you guys are trying to do at that end? Or is it just something where teams are kind of getting hot at the right time?
I think mainly it's just us not doing our part and knowing the personnel. Like there's things in plays that we're supposed to know how to guard, and we have lapses of concentration, and we end up giving up easy threes like that. And that's been a theme for us in this past month, where we've taken a dip on how we guard three-point shooters.
Wes, you mentioned on the radio that you spent the whole week of practice kind of preaching fight and intensity. Don't see it today. I guess what's the disconnect to where it's not?
Yeah, I'll obviously, like I said, this is guys. The way we're playing, and I'm responsible. So if I got to look at the mirror about what I'm doing, and if I had a harsher tone this week. I was more combative and challenged them a lot. And, if that's the wrong way to approach him, I'll look and try to evaluate it. I've never felt that way before, but I'm just trying to get an edge and a competitive spirit that we've shown the ability to have this year. And again, if it's not happening, it falls on me, guys. That's the truth of it. I know what I signed up for. I love coaching. I love coaching at Cincinnati, but I understand there's standards and expectations, and we're not meeting them right now. And that falls on me solely. And I'll, I feel terrible for the people that support our program. They deserve better. And the only thing I can tell you is that, it's not like I'm going to accept it. So, back to work.
Simas 29% from three in conference play. What has kind of been the biggest difference in this stretch compared to the first month of the season?
Just not making shots. I mean, taking more difficult ones, and we, as a group, we've been struggling on offense, and that's we don't get as many good shots as we got earlier in the season. We're not doing our job running in transition and executing, and because of that, everybody's percentages are down.
Coach, 7 points for Ray in 12 minutes. Doing what he needs to earn himself some more time.
Yeah, I think he's playing with spirit. He practices with spirit every day. So, yeah, no question. I mean, we're looking for some guys that are going to fight. And it was good to see that from Ray. He gave us a lift tonight.
Coach, in the first half, West Virginia had an 18-4 edge in paint points. They've struggled there. They don't have a wealth of size. So I'm just curious, what did you attribute that to, and how important was that in the outcome?
I thought transition, a couple baskets in transition. I thought there were some baskets that the ball's bouncing around down there off the rim, and they just pick it up and lay it in. So beating us to, whether it's an offensive rebound or a loose ball, beating us to balls that lead to easy baskets. So some transition breakdown. Dylan loses sight of man and ball for a layup in the first half. I can go through all of them if you'd like, but it wasn't one specific thing. There's a couple in transition, a couple where we don't, defensive rebound with the ball bouncing around, and then we lose sight of a couple times. So, yeah, that was probably those were the plays that, I think we were challenging the team in timeouts the most.
Wes, how many different ways can you search to get your message through to the team? How many ways have you tried, and how many different ways do you think there are left to get through to your team?
14 years, guys. It's my 14th year as a head coach. I don't know if I've ever had a team at this point in the year where I felt the lack of effort collectively that I feel right now. That's probably new for me. But college basketball coaching has challenges, and what you do is you keep fighting, you keep trying to figure it out. There's no stop here. But this group's got fight. It's got heart. It's got, like I said, they got character. We got to get it out of them. We got to get out of them, and that starts with me. And so whatever possible thing that you could ever think of to do, we're going to try to do.
There's never been any doubt in your mind that you are the right guy for this job, this moment, this program?
No, I have no doubt about that. Not even the least bit of doubt. I'm extremely, extremely frustrated about the way that we're playing over the last month. And I understand how people can feel watching this. I get it. But the big picture, zero doubt.
You did win in rebounding today, and in the first few minutes of the second half, the guys seemed spirited, which would be only natural, and Mitchell winds up with 10 rebounds. What happened? Is it just tough to keep that intensity up, or is something the Mountaineers did?
I thought if we won the rebounding battle, that'd be a good sign for us to win the game going into it. I don't think they've won a game in league where they hadn't won the rebounding battle. You guys look at that stuff too, so maybe I'm not accurate. I also think it's an important stat for our team. I don't know what we were up to at halftime on the rebounding battle. Is that right? We're up 2 at the half, but there was too many other things where that one doesn't matter as much as it should. And there was a couple loose balls off the rim in the first half that were significantly frustrating because they had resulted in easy baskets.
Simas, when you're laying in bed at night, how do you make sense of this? A team that was so competitive in the Big 12 a season ago, you return as many guys as you return, and it's much more of a struggle this time.
Yeah, it's hard to make sense of it. That's why it's so frustrating. Because yeah, you can think of many of many reasons, but I mean, if we knew the reason, we would try and change it. But I feel like, yeah, that's why it's difficult.
Anything else? All right, thanks, guys.